These are the Spigen P20 ANC Earbuds. They're really cheap, but the real question is, can a budget pair like this even come close to something like the AirPods Pro? Let's find out. So before we do get into it, quick disclaimer, Spigen did send me these earbuds for an entirely different project, but as always, they don't get to see this video before it goes live. Everything here is my own opinion, and to be honest, I just wanted to review them on this channel. So I normally use my AirPods Pro day to day, and honestly, they are fantastic, but they're quite expensive. They cost around £200 to £250. So I wanted to see what you'd actually get if you spend a fraction of that price. Could the P20s be a solid backup option, or maybe a budget pick if you don't want to splash out? So out of the box, you get a small, tidy case, a very, very short USB-C cable, and a couple of spare ear tips. The earbuds themselves fit really snug in my ears, and I could go for a run with them and honestly not worry about them falling out, which is really impressive at this price point. Now in the build quality, this is where the budget feel really starts to show. Compared to the AirPods, the build quality does feel a little bit plasticky and cheap, and even the case's magnetization isn't nearly as strong. It's quite easy to open the lid accidentally, whereas the AirPods case does feel a lot more solid when it does connect. That being said though, the P20s are really lightweight and they're honestly really comfortable when they're in your ears. So you do get active noise cancellation, which is a big selling point at this price. It's definitely not at AirPod Pro levels, it's actually not even close, but it does cut down some of the background hum in a cafe or even on public transport. There's also transparency mode, which, although it's quite basic, it does work pretty well. Battery life is also advertised to be around 30 hours, including the case, and I was getting a few hours per charge on the actual buds themselves. Honestly, perfectly fine for a budget tier earbud. Although the controls are where I really struggled. They are touch panels, and honestly, they just didn't work that well for me. Sometimes they wouldn't register at all, other times I'd be sort of tapping my ear multiple times just to pause the music. Sometimes in the end, I would just find myself bringing out my phone and pulling it out to use that instead, which is not ideal, but again, not a deal breaker. In terms of sound quality, it's pretty good for the price. It's definitely better than the sort of cheaper no-name earbuds, but a little bit tinny when you compare it to something a little bit mid-range or even higher range like the AirPods. You can tweak the EQ in the Spigen app, which definitely helps, but it never reaches the richness that you get with the AirPods. The call quality, however, was quite poor. People couldn't really hear me that clearly, and in the end, I just kind of gave up using them for calls altogether. And this is a test of the audio quality from the P20 microphone. But for music, podcasts, or even audiobooks, they're just fine. I just wouldn't rely on them for taking important phone calls. So a summary here of the main downsides are the build quality is a little bit cheaper compared to higher end earbuds, which is expected because of the price. The case does open a little bit too easily, which is not a deal breaker really. The touch controls are quite frustrating, which is the main thing that I would like them to sort of improve on maybe an updated version. The call quality and the microphone quality, definitely not my favorite either, so maybe that could be a little bit of an improvement for a future iteration. And the noise cancellation is good, it's nice to have, but it's basic and it does struggle in some of the louder environments that I've tested it in. So here's my take. The Spigen P20s are not an AirPods Pro replacement. But if you just want something affordable, maybe as a backup pair, or even for occasional use when you don't want to risk using your expensive earbuds, they're actually pretty solid. For around £35, you're getting features like active noise cancellation that you usually don't see at this price, even if the execution of this is not quite perfect. So if you're after premium sound and reliable active noise cancellation, spend a little bit more and get the AirPods or even something similar from Samsung. But if you do want a casual budget pair for infrequent use, the P20s are definitely worth a look. If you found this review helpful, of course, make sure to like this video and subscribe so you you don't miss out on any of our future tech content. Make sure to check out the link in the description as well if you'd like to pick up a pair of these for yourself. Of course, that is an affiliate link, so appreciate everyone that's clicking on that and using that to purchase their products. Let me know down in the comment section down below as well. What do you think about the Spigen P20s? Do you have another budget option that you have in mind, or maybe you're sticking with the more high-end versions like the AirPods? Let me know down there, of course, as well. Also, check out this video on the screen if you haven't seen it already. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.